Hello, and welcome again to another episode of A Diary of an Aspiring Medical Student. So, on Monday, I told you guys that I was going to study chemistry, but I didn't get to because I was hanging out with friends all day. But I had another chill day at work yesterday and I was able to. However, I was lacking sleep because I had a job offer meeting at here at Zencaster. And I got my job offer, so I didn't sleep the whole night long. So how goodness, that's what I do to my body. But I slept in the morning, but the sleep wasn't deep enough and long enough, so I had half the brain most of the day, and I studied chemistry on half a brain, and I got 8 out of 10 on both quizzes for 2 lessons. So thing is, I'm actually pretty grateful that it happened that way because it simulates what would be happening in med school wherein I would be living on half a brain because of the lack of sleep, and then I would have to read chapters upon chapters and then going to absorb so much in so little time and on half a brain. I think that is the perfect way to simulate the future. And I'm grateful that that happened because at least I know that it's possible, it's doable, and I can still absorb information even on half a brain. The other side that I actually like was that of course, I already know the concept that I shouldn't beat myself up for not being perfect in med school because everyone who's been a valedictorian, salutatorian, who enters med school has a rude awakening that they are not the best of the best when they're in med school. Med school makes you feel bobo according to most people. I'm sorry if I use the word bobo. I'm just not politically correct. But anyway, med school makes you feel bobo because everything is just out of depth for anyone. No matter well, some people are actually sail through and just ace med school, but that's them, they're aliens. For the most part, I was told that I was told by one of my internal medicine or diabeticians, internal medicine specialist slash diabetician. She told me that she was a valedictorian, but then she ended up like at the last of her class. And then she had to move sections when she did med school. So it was a humbling experience for her. So this is how med school treats people's egos. And I am happy that I am learning to adjust to not being perfect again. Because when I was in Pisay, Philippine Science High School, I it was such a rude awakening for me wherein I learned everything that was crucial when I was in elementary in SPED school for exceptional children. I learned everything that was crucial just by sitting down in class and absorbing. I learned everything via osmosis and I didn't need to study. Philippine Science High School, or PSI as we PSI graduates affectionately affectionately call it, um, it was a rude awakening for me because you needed to study to pass. I didn't study, so I didn't pass. And that's why I'm studying everything from the ground up again. But what was great about it is when I redeemed myself in my last school for college, Central Philippine University, I redeemed myself. I became a Dean's Lister, number 4 on the Dean's List, baby. But that was just for one quarter. Anyway, 1 quarter, 1 semester. So 1 semester, I believe. And when that happened, I realized I could learn anything, I could do anything, I could be anything that I want. So now that I'm back to square one here for the NMAT, I believe that I can ace this. But I also think that there has to be a balance wherein I don't beat myself up and I don't feel disappointed with myself when I don't get perfect scores or perfect grades. So I think this is it. I'm starting to have a balance and I will go into med school emotionally armed because I know where to set my expectations and I won't expect too much or too high of myself and just set goals, and if I don't get it then be happy with what I do get. So there. So update on my work life. Well, everything's on steady keel with my day job. It's so easy. There's a lot of free time to do whatever I want, so I end up hanging out with friends. I'm excited for my job at Zencaster, but since I have to wait for the 2 weeks notice for my colleague, um, I still have a lot of free time. I should be sleeping. But I used to work on the last of my sidelines, and now that everything's done and over with, um, yeah, I've been sleeping. I've been sleeping more. I've been, I've been living my life. The first version of this podcast shared a little more light into my personal life, but I had to re-record a version that's PC or politically correct or friendly or whatever because I have a stalker. And that stalker is my mom. There are things that I don't want to share, and there are things that I would rather share with a select group of people. So yeah, just know that I have a life. That's all that I wanted to establish, and so I'm looking forward to the next installment of me reading my chemistry book. I'm also reading the 48 Laws of Power. I should be getting back to um, 11 Minutes by Paulo Coelho since I already got the Zencaster job. I fasted from 11 Minutes by Paulo Coelho. Not for anything, but because I felt like the Lord was leading me to stay off it. And because I was broken, I was heartbroken because of my last breakup. So the ideals of 11 minutes was just going to break me. So there now I think is the right time to go back to 11 minutes. And I'll share with you what I have learned from that book in the coming days as well. So for now though, 8 out of 10 for two quizzes on chemistry. Finally got two lessons more out of chemistry and a work life that's on even keel, and just letting you know that I do have a personal life. But there, I hope to see you. I hope to have you listen in to me on the next episode of Diary of an Aspiring Medical Student. See ya!